The message came just as Lorne had finished his shift, an innocuous flicker on his comm band. Innocuous, save for the sender. Null. Midnight. Outer Ring Eatery. Alone. Bring credits. Lorne stared at the text long enough for the letters to imprint on his mind like phantom brands. Null's promises always came laced with danger, his stories whispered in back alleys where the market's flickering neons cast jagged shadows. This was a world of scarcity, tightly regulated by the Central Council, and humans, those feral, unpredictable creatures, were forbidden even in rumor. But their relics? Contraband. Worse, contraband that could do things. And now, Null was promising something extraordinary. The eatery was lifeless at this hour, its sprawling lot a patchwork of damp concrete beneath violet planetary moons. Lorne hesitated, his 6 fingers tightening around the crinkled credit wafer in his pocket. Even stepping into the district felt like threading himself through a noose. Behind the building, a narrow service alley reeked of oil-slick decay. A figure emerged from the shadows, movements fluid and purposeful. Lorne recognized him instantly. Rek, one of Null's enforcers. The stalk-like eyes fixed on him, unreadable. Here for the pickup? Rek's voice rasped, rough as an unpolished blade. Lorne nodded. Inside, Rek said, nudging an unmarked door open. It swung inward with a faint hiss, revealing only blackness. The faintest click echoed, then light flared from a single room down the corridor. Rek gestured, and Lorne stepped forward, heart hammering against his chest plate. The walls seemed to lean in as he walked, narrowing like they wanted to crush him. Inside, the lit room was sparsely furnished, 1 chair, a table, and a steel ventilation fan spinning lazily overhead. The air carried the faint tang of decay, sharp enough to catch in his nostrils. Wait, Rek said, vanishing as the door sealed shut behind Lorne. The minutes dragged like centuries. Every tick of the unseen clock seemed to mock him, whispering, "They know. Someone knows." His skin prickled with anticipation and dread, as though he could already hear the enforcement drones whirring toward him. Finally, the door opened. Null walked in, small, wiry, exuding the calm menace of someone who enjoyed games with high stakes. He carried a briefcase, black and battered, held with reverence. Lorne's gaze was drawn to it like a magnet. Null placed the case on the table and clicked it open. Lorne's first instinct was to recoil. The thing inside didn't belong here, not in this sterile room, not in this world. Its color was sickly yellow, streaked with veins of an unsettling, otherworldly blue that pulsed faintly, like they carried something alive. The air seemed heavier now, the object exuding an aura that made Lorne's head swim. There was a smell, too, sharp, musky, almost feral. "It's real," Null said, his voice soft, almost reverent. What does it do?" Lorne asked, his throat dry. Null chuckled, a low sound that made Lorne's scales bristle. "It doesn't just do. It is. Humans make this stuff, but only barely control it. They eat it like it's nothing. For us, it's transformative." Lorne leaned closer despite himself, transfixed. Something wriggled within the veiny patterns, so faint he wasn't sure if it was his imagination. "This," Null continued, running a clawed finger along the marbled surface, "binds you, heightens your senses, breaks you apart and puts you back together in ways you didn't think possible." "And it's safe?" Lorne whispered, not sure he wanted the answer. Null shrugged. "Depends how much you take. But don't worry, first hit's always gentle." Lorne hesitated, his thoughts a chaotic mess. He wasn't sure whether to trust Null, wasn't sure what he was even doing here anymore. But his fingers crept toward the credit wafer, almost on their own, as if drawn by some unseen force. Null slid the case shut with a decisive click. "Smart choice," he said. "Now listen, use it sparingly, and never talk about this. If they catch you—" Yeah, Lorne muttered, snatching the case. He turned to leave, but couldn't help himself. "What do the humans call it?" Null's grin stretched unnervingly wide. "Blue cheese."